Collective energy reading. Please only take what resonates. Always leave the rest for the best. Don't stress, because people are in their mind, in the thoughts, in the feelings. They're in their emotions. They're connecting now, using your intuitions. They could be looking back at you, seeing you as a feminine energy. They're looking at their self, looking how they thought they was being creative in that childlike spirit. They could be around feminine energy and having stress now because they was having a leap of faith. They could have been a fool. This feminine energy could feel like a fool because they're in their intuitions. They're looking now because that's looking at the side when you was gambling and those emotions, and then you think you was being creative, and that's to do with your lovers and those who we sharing our pleasures with. So they're looking at that, and you, them, the self, that karmic energy, and they're using their intuition. Certain people thought they was having a great leap of faith when they was doing things in secret. Now they're in stress and conflict because that's that psychological awareness. You know, normally I can't say that word. I said it today. You little fuckers. So they're seeing and they're getting that awareness because it's stress, because that could be seeing that receptiveness. Those emotions, childlike spirit, ego, pride, and that's in that stillness. You feel trapped because that's looking at that love, and that's connecting to those emotions. So they're looking at their emotions, they're feeling these feelings, and that's when you have to see the answer, that's call, that emotional call, that awakening 306. That's when you get in the spiritual guides, the ancestors, looking at yourself, social awareness, higher clarity, discernment, use your intuitions, connect to those emotions, get that understanding, that's introspection, self-awareness, self-development, acknowledging oneself, one's thoughts, one's feelings. Had to pay for everybody, I lost the bet. So they could be saying now, my gosh, they was working around certain people in that community, they had to pay for people. They're getting higher clarity now because they didn't have no morals. Certain people was being versatile, they was tactless, and they can see they was not open-minded when they was being flexible, they was too generous. So they was paying for other people when they was in that community. No trust, you chat shit. So you see in these family members and friends that they was around your partner about the choices that they made and who they was working with. They could see that the feminine energy was stabbing swords, break your heart, that partner, that relationship. Could have put you in a third-party relationship and was chatting shit. So there was no trust. I'll pay you back. You know I'm good for it. Yes, to put me in debt. Those family members and friends, so they was paying them back. Those feminine energy, they could have had to pay you back. They thought they was being wise, two-faced, judgmental. They could have had a social awareness of you, your partner. When they was in that community, there was like childlike spirit. They could have been showing off and flamboyant, letting act extroverted so everybody knew who they were. And they was just partying, socializing, drinking with other people's sexual energies, trying to create, speaking, manifesting things. And they're now looking at the people that the social ideas of that there was ad 8 when they was trying to obtain certain assets. They was trying to obtain assets and securing things. So you're going to see, because that's that economic resources, time, money, and energy. They was giving up a people, these feminine energy, the people in their community, all their time, money, and energy. They was in that underworld, socializing, partying, having the best time of their life when they didn't realize it. And that's due to the way that they learn, and then just looking at you and socializing the way you're communicating, speaking, you're transforming. They was stuck. 11, they're looking now at that karmic cycle, getting that awakening, introspection, that's higher learning, clarity as to who, where, what, when. They may be looking justice now, coming back to money, because they may have to take this feminine to court because they were spending money that wasn't theirs, and that's the economic resources now. Talk therapy, so they could be having talk therapy, and that's still funded, remembered, and that's by others, fans, rediscovered by a new one, so people can see that you're remembered. 3 and 9, they can see you communicating, getting that high clarity, using the intuitions. They didn't have compassion, they didn't have understanding when they was communicating, talking bad about you, saying that you wasn't spiritual aware. They could have said you was that bad one and you was doing certain things in the wrong, but you knew what goes around comes right back around you, my baby. 3 and 9, that makes 12. Certain people was having a great leap of faith, thinking that they was being a fool, being creative, chatting shit in regards to you, your lovers. They thought that they was like a higher clarity. These are people from cross-cultural. They thought they may have had a different understanding. They thought they was growing, thought they was playing wise. Now they're having that sudden awakening. The level is for 2 hearts, not 1. Kills them. So now they're seeing that level's for 2 hearts, not 1. That family member, that friend, that's not for them, not their heart. Promise you will come visit soon. So there's like, promise you'll come visit, right? So they maybe want to be able to come visit. They want to come and visit you. They may be telling somebody, oh, I'm going to come and visit you because I've got a social awareness. And that's 13. They're letting go of the karmic because it's a death. It's a realization. That sudden change. Connecting to yourself. The attitude. The people. The friends. Use your intuitions. Connect to those emotions. I think you should be my friend. So they could be looking now at this karmic and saying, I think you should be my friend. They may be talking to you and saying, okay, I think you might be my friend because I've got a social awareness of you and you're a high priestess and you're steadfast, you're organised. I was detached from those emotions. They may be detaching from this karmic energy and saying, I think we should be friends. We're better off friends. By X and Y chromosomes, male and female, biological transitions. So certain people could having that extra change and they maybe want to transform and they're paying back because you know I'm good for it and yeah, I put that in debt. They could have paid for that transitional change, got in, got out, not with a problem, or they got in, got out, not our problem. So what they was getting in when they was doing talk therapy, what they're getting out, it's not your problem. Practice advocacy. So now they're looking at the practical parts of the advocacy and who they're helping with and who they're talking to. So they got into something, now they're getting out of what they got into it when they was talking to and chatting shit. This family, this feminine energy, take it all as it resonates, because the way they was communicating and the social awareness of you, they thought they was using their intelligence when they was just flat and detached from their emotions, not connecting, not having compassion, not having understanding to overstand. That's when you're communicating with family members and friends. They've got a social awareness of you, so they could be socially aware. Just as I'm speaking on social media, you could be posting, writing, communicating, just as I am. People have got a social awareness of you, bad mind energies, watching you, what you're doing, how you're doing, what you're doing, when you're doing what you're doing, because they're on that karmic cycle. They didn't have that clarity of mind, and now they're looking to the mysteries of their story because it's installed and it's receptive. So those feelings, it's whatever they put out to you. It's a boomerang effect. They can see all that phoenix rising because it's that labyrinth, that boomerang effect where you're going all the way around and you don't know which way you're going, and it's a cycle. And even when you feel lost, there's always a way out. Certain people try to make you feel lost, like you didn't know you're out, weighing your way out when it comes to these relationships, and you're on that karmic cycle. Try to free a soldier, give you heartache, hurt and pain, make you feel stress in your head, like you're stuck, like you're holding on, devil energies, like your ego, your pride, so you're fearing and you got no confidence and self-esteem, so it gives you anxiety. You had to encompass, because that was about the bond of those relationships. People tried to make you feel like you're stressed, you didn't have understanding to be able to move in that moment. You wasn't able to understand in that moment, and they're talking and practicing that advocacy now because those bonds, chromosomes, biological, pay you back. They bonded with certain people because of funds and assets, and they're now looking back that labyrinth because when you come and visit, ask me please, because that's going round and round in that circle, and pay for everybody who lost that debt. So they could be looking now because that's a surprise. They may be seeing now that labyrinth. I'm looking at this bonds in the moment and it's a surprise. I'm having that awakening. It's Christmas, Santa Claus, give me that spiritual box, that Kundalini arising. Rikidukri dot, the mouse runs at the clock. Your aura's window, you gain that introspection, that inner self, myself. What do I want? What do I like? People, places, what have I gone round? What was that there for? Mistress to my story, looking at the balance, who gave me that introspection, who nurtured, who cared, who was passionate, who was creative, who was not. In this moment, those emotions, how you're feeling, how you're going to act, it's a surprise because it's overwhelming and it's in the stillness. You feel those feelings. So now they're seeing that labyrinth in that stillness. It's about feminines and masculines, because when you have that awakening, it gives you that cosmics, it's that rhythm, it's that path. When you find that path, you've seen it, it's that labyrinth, you keep going around the circles and you get on that rightful path, you obtain those keys to the streets, so you're able to walk down more, because that's a mistress to the histories, to your story, to the people, to the places, and that's that universal, it's laying out that path, it's miracles, and it's miracles for you, to have that trust within thyself, that self-awareness, have that introspection, gain understanding, look at yourself, those mystical parts to your path. That's when you're doing mysteries, mystical. It's my story, what I'm able to be able to do, not what you're divinating and what you spell working and you're trying to block because you haven't got balance, and you've got introspection and you've got temperament, so you're balancing the mental as well as the physical. You're able to look at yourself, connect to the emotions. You're able to hold boundaries when it's needed to. Let go of karmic people, places, situations and things when you're in the ego, that devil energy for addictions, fear. when you're lacking, because it causes illusions. And that's when you see that's that moon, and that gives you that lunar, and then that's that lunatic, and then you're switching like a bitch, and you're wondering why, because you're fearing and you're trying to hold on. But it's a cosmic rhythm about that bond, because it's those emotions, and you have to see it because it's resonant, it's harmonious, it flows within you, through you, out, that up, that down, that push and pull effect. It's just like a pendulum, it's swinging back and forth. So the things that you're feeling, is it a yes or is it a no? Is it a maybe? Is it a yes or is it a why? Or is it that phase of your life when you have to question, you have to analyze, because it's a yes. It's that bond. It's a physical bond. It's a spiritual bond. It was connected by the Most High God. It was ordained in that direction. Yes, you were supposed to feel those things. Yes, you went through that emotion. Yes, why? What did you learn? Yes, how did it make you feel? Yes, do you feel like that in that moment? Are you feeling that way? Because that's when you get that stillness, and it's that stellar, it's a waver, it's a gateway, it's awakening, and it's a spiritual, it's a part of the circle, it's a part of that cycle, because it's in this moment. That's when you look at that soul's guardian. Yes, I'm divinely guiding you. Yes, did I put you that way? Yes, because it's that waver, and it's like an intertwined. It's looking at those choices, the people, the places, the situations, the things. Steadfast, organized, it's a town moment. It's clarity of the mind. I miss your smell. It's the clarity of the mind. I miss you smell, that partner, you, the way you was nurturing, caring, you smell, your sense, the way you looked, your beauty, your innocence, you was practical, faithful. Virgo energy. On bag of mix-up. Leftover tablets mash you up. So they could be on bag of mix-up, because that's that labyrinth. Leftover tablets, they could be taking tablets. They may need a fresh rebatch of tablets. Temporary flare-up. So they could have a temporary flare-up now, and that's when you have that awakening. It's causing stress. The whole body, it's feeling all those senses. So your mind, your heart, your body, your soul. You're feeling in your arms, your legs, your back, your foot. So they're looking back towards you. I didn't expect that from you. So they didn't expect that in that moment. That soul's guardian, for you to obtain your keys, for you to have that balance, for you to keep on moving, connect to the divine, keep on moving on that soul's path, because that was that spiritual protector, and that was guardian, that was your inner strength. They didn't expect you to have that inner strength. They unconscious. So they was unconsciously awoke. They was blocked. They blocked their emotions, blocked their thoughts. They didn't listen because they was in their ego. And now they looking at that clarity. It's that high awakening, how much you was blocked, and it causes stress. It causes anxiety. That's when you're stubborn and you don't want to release those emotions. That's because when you're institutionalized with your mind and you don't want to grow, because that's when you think you know it all and you don't want to listen to other people because you're stubborn. And that's when you're like so confident and you want other people doing it because you're firing, you've got aggression and your mindset conflict. So you're stuck in that 3 energy because of your mind, body, soul, what you're thinking about. You're not thinking about love, care, providing, nurturing, compassion, empathy. Look, I can't get my words out. You're bad. They try out. Do you take credit for your skills? So they tried to be able to not let you take credit for your skills because they was trying to master over you and block you, like you're speaking facts, that you're speaking because of the way they learn. And you looked, gained introspection, you let go of low dense energies, you was growing in Jupiter, you was able to transform, you didn't have an ego, you was courageous and passionate in a different way. They thought you was naive, like you was a fool, like you was a kid, like you was following back of people, like you was sheep, and you're stuck in low dense energies, but you're an adult, and you wasn't able to be able to speak. Maybe they might have blocked your speak because the way you was creative and you wasn't able to express yourself because you outed people about their actions and they didn't have manners and respect, and you let them know what the Most High God would do to them to give them that spiritual box 3, 6, 9 and that awakening one time. I was just sitting here thinking about you. Now all of a sudden 3, they're in the mind, 9, 19, they're getting that high awareness, they can see you're that sunshine, and they're gaining clarity because that's that cosmic rhythm. So now they're sitting there thinking about you because they're trapped in their mind and they're feeling that love because it's a love feeling, and it's that path to the miracles. But now they're, ooh, that's that consciousness awakening. They're seeing that karmic battles. That's the mystery to their story. That's when you go that labyrinth. It's that path. It's that cycle, because then you start seeing those signs, because it's that rhythm, and then you start sitting there thinking about you. That's that sign about the bond, because they was blocked, and that's drawing opening those emotions, all because now they're in regret, and they have to look about that world, and that's a part of their cycle. That's revelations, and they're seeing that best self They're getting their best self now, because in that movement, that's that guardian of the soul, because that's that transparency. They may see you're that best self. They be looking at you, and you can be looking at them, and you can see right through them, because that's what's trapped them in their mind. So they're gaining that clarity. It's that introspection. And yes, there is a real me. Karmic cycle, that's when you look, and you have to look about the mysteries and what you was trying to redeem. And now they're redeeming their thoughts because of the actions that they took, and that's they're looking at their self. They're identifying about their finances and these resources, and their home and the family life now. And then we have to go back about certain people who dominate, and that's when you're regenerating, and that's that reckoning for the transformation. I accomplished nothing, Bex, because certain people's trying to hold on to certain assets, and that was about finances, and you can see it was about what you was trying to hold on to, because there was resources. Take this all as it resonates, guys. You said you supported me, come at a cost. So certain people were supporting, that to pay, it came at a cost when there was around certain people. You sex for a big donation. Results are not going to change it. That won't wait long. It wasn't my fault, it's long all my fault. So they could say it was their fault, results won't change anything. You help them sacrifice themselves to help someone else. Socially acquired. So they could see you're socially acquired. They was bluffing. They was around people lying. Take this all as it resonates. Always leave the rest for the best, don't stress.